Previously, in Haunted Love, Shadow of Love, Ryan, Alina, and Hannery discovered a mysterious portrait in an abandoned wing of the mansion. The painting, which bled crimson tears, was revealed to be cursed, each stroke capturing a soul lost to the mansion's dark history. Alina was haunted by visions of a veiled bride and heard whispers guiding her toward a hidden basement. There, they found a journal belonging to Isabella, a long-dead bride whose tragic story was tied to the cursed mirror. As the group tried to destroy the portrait, the painting unleashed a scream that shook the very foundations of the house. Though the portrait was ultimately burned, the group realized it was only a piece of a much larger puzzle. The real curse was far from over. The mansion grows colder. The veil between the living and the dead grows thinner. With the portrait destroyed and Isabella's journal in their hands, Ryan, Alina, and Hannery are lured to the most forbidden part of the mansion, the attic. But what lies hidden beneath dust and silence is not just memory, it is fury, betrayal, and an ancient evil waiting to be released. As they open the attic door, the past awakens, and it wants revenge. The storm outside had finally calmed, but the storm within the mansion was just beginning. Ryan sat alone in the dusty library, flipping through the old journal he had recovered from behind the false wall in the basement. Alina and Hannery were asleep upstairs, their faces pale from the recent horrors. The fire crackled, casting flickering shadows across the bookshelves, and the candle beside Ryan trembled in its holder as if afraid to remain lit. The journal belonged to Isabella, the same ghostly bride they had seen countless times, the one whose cries still echoed through the halls. They say love can conquer all, but what if love is cursed? What if the heart that beats for another is trapped in a cycle of death and vengeance? Isabella wrote in the journal's final pages. She had been married to a man named Elijah, a priest who secretly practiced dark rituals. When Isabella discovered the truth, he sacrificed her soul to the mirror upstairs, the same mirror Ryan had smashed 2 nights ago. But it wasn't destroyed, the mirror had reformed. Ryan now understood the mirror wasn't just an object, it was a vessel, a prison, and shattering it only scattered the curse, not ended it. That night, Alina awoke with a scream. Her eyes were wide, yet she wasn't fully conscious. She pointed toward the ceiling and whispered, "She's waiting in the attic." Despite Hannery's protests, Ryan agreed to investigate. The 3 of them climbed the creaking staircase to the sealed attic, the air turning colder with every step. The moment they reached the door, it unlocked by itself. Inside, the attic was filled with broken toys, torn wedding gowns, cracked picture frames, and a large black trunk in the center. The air was so thick with energy, it buzzed against their skin. Suddenly, the trunk creaked open, and a blood-drenched bridal veil floated out. Beneath it stood Isabella, but this time, she wasn't alone. Isabella spoke not with words, but through the sounds of sobbing children, weeping women, and moaning winds. Behind her, a line of ghostly brides appeared, all victims of Elijah's rituals over the centuries. Ryan demanded answers. Why them? Why now? The answer came not from Isabella, but from the shadows behind her. Elijah's spirit, half burned, twisted, and monstrous, stepped forward. His eyes glowed red as he spoke. "You broke my mirror, boy, but now you've opened the attic. The curse spreads beyond these walls." The room exploded in light and sound. Alina collapsed. Hannery screamed as the brides began to surround them. Ryan clutched the journal and yelled Isabella's final incantation aloud. The brides shrieked, and suddenly, a portal opened beneath the trunk, pulling Elijah back into a dark vortex. The attic fell silent. The brides vanished. Only Isabella remained. She looked at Ryan, nodded gently, and then faded away. The attic door slammed shut behind them. Alina stirred and whispered, "This place, it won't let us leave." They rushed downstairs, only to find the exit sealed. On the walls, new portraits had appeared. Portraits of Ryan, Alina, and Hannery, with hollow eyes, with smiles not their own. To be continued. The attic has been opened. Elijah's spirit has returned, and the mansion has begun to rewrite reality itself. Portraits of the living are now part of the cursed collection. Escape is no longer an option. What lies ahead is darker than anything they've faced. Stay with us as the shadows grow deeper in the next episode of Haunted Love, Shadow of Love.